UIC Flames welcome the new-look Milwaukee Panthers to the west side for Horizon League basketball in Chicago. UIC continues to gun for a top spot in the conference standing, while the Panthers try and climb out from the bottom. Sam Panayotovich out of the hood with you courtside at the Pavilion, and Hoodie off a 2-game sweep in the state of Ohio. UIC shorthanded tonight. They'll need that bench that scored 51 points at Youngstown State to really step it up tonight.
Well, the bench has been one of the distinguishing characteristics of UIC Flames basketball. 51 points off the bench, 31 in the second half. UIC is averaging 28 points in 5 Horizon League games off the bench, so their reserves have been terrific for the Flames this season. The other thing, Sam, is that when you look at this UIC Flames team coming in at 10-8, they swept Ohio, beating Cleveland State and beating Youngstown State. So they're coming in with some momentum in this game against Milwaukee.
Look at the Panthers starting lineup, a 4-headed monster in the backcourt. Stoll, Johnson, Wickman, and Haas. Brett Prawl, the only big in the middle. Laval Jordan in his first season under the John Beeline coaching tree. To UIC, another new look starting lineup. They've had to shuffle a lot of things. Kolawale, Ferguson, and Bowen, your guards. Santos and Odiasi in the front court. And Steve McLean, of course, in year number 2 at UIC. The Flames 10-8. They are 3-2 in Horizon League play. Milwaukee 5-13. They are in last in the conference at 1-4. But you know Laval Jordan, you know that this thing is building after the remnants of the Rob Jeter era came to an end.
Absolutely. From Milwaukee's standpoint at 5-13, we're going to keep our eyes on this Panthers team. This is a team, Sam, that was in the NCAA tournament 4 times in the 2000s. So you know that's a very good ball club over the years. We'll see what happens in the Jordan era here for Milwaukee.
Tarkus Ferguson, the Flames' leading scorer in conference play, lobs it to Odiasi. Flames in the white, Panthers in the black. Kolawale driving, floating one up, off the glass, no, and tipped into the arms of Wickman, and he gets it ahead to Johnson, and now August Haas out of Denmark. 4 guards in this backcourt, Hoodie.
Yeah, look for a lot of three-point shots, a lot of excitement going to the basket for Milwaukee here in this game.
Brock Stoll lobs it underneath. This is Prawl. Dancing around Odiasi, throwing an elbow, throwing another, putting it up, and one, but they're going to call 3 in the key. It was a foul, but the basket will now count. Prawl, a little too much time in the paint.
Absolutely. He could have been able to get some length there in Oshkosh as long as he was sitting there in the paint. So now we'll see what UIC does offensively.
Ferguson pushes off, elbow jumper, rolls out, Odiasi goes back up.
Odiasi is a great source of energy offensively. They should be going to him early and often because you know that he is such a terrific player inside for UIC. Watch number 21 throughout the game.
And on this end, he's 1 block shy of 200 for his career, 199. High in the air, knocked away into Bowen's hands, and the freshman from Canada brings it up. Bowen had it ripped away in a steal. Haas with the elbow sleeve on his left arm, gets a screen from Prawl, give and go look, going to take it himself, finally try and dump it off, and a near steal comes back into Stoll's hands. Wide open 3, Haas up and rattles out, tipped around, Kolawale comes away.
One thing that Laval Jordan and the coaching staff in Milwaukee know, they know that the UIC Flames are shorthanded. So one thing the Flames have to do is make sure they're not in foul trouble. It's crucial for them to win this game coming off of 2 straight in Ohio.
Splash from the top. It's Godwin Bowen from downtown.
Godwin Bowen, a terrific young freshman from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The ability to knock down threes, go to the basket. He is really someone special for this UIC Flames team offensively.
And the 1-2 scoring combo is Ferguson and Bowen as the bank shot is good for Johnson. Rarely do you see 2 freshmen lead the way here at UIC in scoring as Ferguson goes up with the left hand. Prawl the rebound. Back to Haas. Brock Stoll, their leading scorer. He's 3 in black, 19 a game in Horizon League games. Johnson the shovel underneath the Prawl, up on Odiasi. No, it was altered. UIC loves to push the tempo, we know that. Bowen tries it again. Short, and Johnson looking ahead for Haas, going to keep it himself. All the way down the floor, blocked by Santos for a foul.
You like the idea that Santos is right there defensively, taking a shot to Alterer right there on the inside. Keep in mind, looking at both teams on the floor right now, a lot of size, a lot of length from UIC. Difference from last year, Sam, is that you see a UIC team now getting up and down the floor offensively, but then defensively getting back and being able to guard very well from the foul line down. Odiasi is a big part of that, so is Clint Robinson when he gets a chance to play. So this will be an interesting test here for UIC coming off those two terrific victories on the road, and now Milwaukee here tonight.
90% foul shooter Jeremy Johnson makes them both. Surprise, surprise. Now 29 of 32. UIC up by 1. 3 freshmen on the floor for Steve McLean. Matthews right into the game, checks in and travels.
Matthews traveling with the basketball. Matthews had a terrific game last game out. Matthews with 21 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds against Youngstown State. And a victory, a really thrilling victory in overtime in Youngstown, Ohio.
Steal by Matthews, contact there, and Haas with a, what do you call that, a frustration foul after you give it away?
Yeah, so it certainly was. I'm sure Coach Jordan won't be very happy about that, but now it's UIC Flames basketball. Got to get into a rhythm offensively here. Try to knock out the Panthers early if they can.
Matthews circling and handing off to Santos. Between the legs dribble, pounding his way in, out to Bowen. Matthews with a great game at Youngstown State, looking to keep up the momentum. 9 to shoot, it's Bowen. Leaves one for Odiasi. Tough work in the trees. How about the touch?
Man, love the pass, the feed on the inside right to Odiasi. Love when the big man gets a chance to be able to eat on the inside. Chicken dinner for Odiasi.
On top for 3, it's Wickman. He pulls a lot of those shots. Cody Wickman's taken over 120 threes this year. That's more than some teams have taken. Up to Haas. Milwaukee down to 3. They go inside. Blocked away. Is that Odiasi? He may have rolled an ankle. He's on the floor. Keep our eyes on that. This team can ill afford that. Kolawale, reverse layup is good.
Beautiful play by Kolawale from the foul line down, being able to get that layup. We'll keep our eyes on Odiasi. He's trying to stretch out his ankle here. Hopefully it's not too serious. They need him.
He certainly rolled that right ankle. He's going to play through it for now. We'll see what the doctor says. Stoll gets Matthews in the air, drives all the way. There's number 200. Kolawale up the floor. Let's see if they reward the big fella. Instead, they turn it over. Up ahead, Jeremy Johnson. Santos on the floor, a loose ball, and it will be UIC having the possession when we come back. Flames 9, Panthers 4 on ESPN 3.
Team in college basketball.
Geist, his first 3 attempt, no good. Back with Stoll. Milwaukee would love to play this game in the 60s. The Flames want to play it in the 80s. Enzi around Geist. Bryce Enzi 2 for 2.
And we'll keep our eyes on Geist defensively here for UIC. We know he can fill it up, but defensively, leaves a lot to be desired at times.
KJ Santos, that one does count.
Oh, yes.
Flames up by 6. The hops out of the kid from Geneva. Some of his missed tip dunks are the most exciting plays of the game. As Stoll bricks a 3. The Flames will push it, and that's no secret. Matthews double teamed, a little short shot, kind of like a set shot. Back with it, Jeremiah Bell from Louisville, and Tarkus Ferguson knocks that one into the front row. Actually got him with Bowen, the defender there. Ty Odiasi and Hassan Thomas have checked in for UIC.
Hassan Thomas in the game for UIC. First time that he has played since the Trinity game on November 19th. So that's the last time we see him on the floor. But again, because of the injury situations to UIC, Hassan Thomas, very capable, can shoot the ball from the outside, can rebound. So it's good to see him on the floor getting some burn.
3 subs from Milwaukee: Bryce Barnes, Cameron Harvey, and Brett Prawl. And only one big out there. Wickman on top for 3.
Wickman knocking down that 3. He averages 11 points a game, had 12 points in the last game against Wright State. Very capable scorer for Milwaukee. Play very often. The coaching staff says that he always has the right mindset. That's so important. To have a negative mindset and not being able to play, that doesn't help the team, doesn't help you. Hassan Thomas with a chance to play, he feels good about being out there tonight.
So last season, Milwaukee wins 20 games. Third in the conference. They fire Rob Jeter. Enzi puts the moves in on Odiasi and won't go. They lost all 5 of their starters from last season, and now Laval Jordan just trying to build it from scratch. Odiasi goes up and throws it down.
He dropped in from the ceiling of the pavilion. Big time shot, big time dunk for Ty Odiasi. He does that every game. You got to watch. He is incredible on the inside.
9-point lead for UIC and a turnover on Milwaukee. But you bring a team in last season, J.J. Panowski, Matt Tybee, they were both dangerous. They graduated. Austin Arians transfers to Wake Forest. Jordan Johnson now at UNLV. Akeem Springs at Minnesota. The cupboard couldn't have been more barren for Laval Jordan coming into season number 1.
Well, now he has an opportunity to put the team in his own image now, Sam. I mean, it's just very similar to Detroit after McCallum was let go with Detroit Mercy. It's an opportunity for a head coach to put his own stamp on this team. Jordan very capable as a coach, playing time as an assistant coach coming off of working with Michigan. Also a Butler Bulldog who was very good in those solid teams for Butler.
Bowen like a bulldog in the lane, a little too short, and then the foul on Godwin Bowen. Look at some of these guards, though, the Milwaukee head coach Laval Jordan has helped develop. He had 8 all Big Ten guards at Michigan, including these guys in the NBA. Darius Morris, Trey Burke, Timmy Hardaway Jr., and Nick Stauskas.
Oh, yeah. Those guys can shoot a little bit, right?
It helps when they can shoot.
A lot of those guys can shoot from a perimeter. They give you some dunks. Those guys are terrific young players in college. Really enjoy watching those guys play.
And Stauskas can shoot from the parking lot.
Yes, he can.
Enzi trying to bulldoze his way on Odiasi, and the reverse layup is good.
Enzi, 3 letters, 2 points. N-Z-E is how you spell his last name.
2-3 zone again for Milwaukee.
Flames have proven this season that they can shoot over or get to the back door in that 2-3 zone. We have seen this time and time again this season, Sam.
Kolawale, tough shot, but he's hit on the way up. And free throws on the way for the Rolette, Texas native, Michael Kolawale.
In that situation, he just went right down the lane, found a seam in that zone, and was able to get to the basket. Last year, Flames had such a hard time just being able to penetrate the zone. Again, same opponents, but they knew the scout report. This year, you have quick guards, you have guys that can be able to get to the rim, can be able to shoot over it, and it shows you the experience and know-how from this Flames team to be able to be a terrific job breaking that zone.
21-13, UIC up 8, 8:54 left to go. Thomas checks out. You know, Thomas and Kolawale played AAU ball together in the Dallas area for the Mustangs. They were both recruited at the same time. It was one fell swoop. Jeremy Butel went home to Texas and brought them both back.
I'm just thinking that when it comes to that situation, you just want a buddy with you. You didn't want to go by yourself. You know, it's always good to have two guys that play on the same team. And so it was two great pickups for UIC.
Lead is 9. It's as large as it's been for UIC. Johnson bounces for Enzi, goes up. No dunk, he's going to float it in.
All right. Like what I see from Enzi, the ability to get to the basket easily on several field goals here.
Bowen barreling in, putting it up, rolls off to the left, and then the foul. Actually, they wanted a foul on Bowen. Laval Jordan asking for an elbow, but they'll just say it's out of bounds off of Milwaukee. So Flames will keep it with a fresh shot clock, and Enzi is checking his chiclets.
Yeah, his nose. He is writhing in pain right now. Both officials going over to have a word with Enzi.
I don't know if it's the upper teeth or the nose. Somewhere there he caught something, and Laval Jordan still pleading his case. Dan Studer checks in and replaces Enzi. Steve McLean looks on.
Tarkus Ferguson at the controls for UIC. Really enjoy watching him play, Sam. Just nothing seems to faze him. Just plays with such a grace. And this is just a freshman, by the way.
Gets better every game. You would expect most freshmen to have ups and downs. It's been all ups for Tarkus Ferguson. Jeremy Johnson. Studer posting up on Geis. August Haas holds up the play. Here's a screen from Studer. A whistle and a foul, and they're going to get UIC's Michael Kolawale underneath. It's 22-15. UIC up 7:39 left to go in half number 1. Iowa, Michigan, and now Milwaukee is a headman.
They replaced Rob Jeter, as you mentioned. Jeter at the time, 185 and 170 as the head coach for 11 seasons. Milwaukee 20-13 last year and was let go. Now he's an assistant at UNLV. Athletic director Amanda Braun made the controversial decision and didn't accept a postseason tournament after a 20-win season. That sent shockwaves throughout the Horizon League.
Not many coaches get bombed after winning 20.
It was been talked about on Milwaukee Sports Radio, obviously, and Bill Johnson, a friend of mine, was a longtime voice of the Panthers. He resigned. They had a very controversial Instagram post about it. They thought that Braun made the wrong decision, and so now it is the Jordan era for the Panthers.
Well, that's the second assistant in one offseason that was plucked away from John Beeline. Bacardi Alexander at Detroit Mercy, and then Laval Jordan now at Milwaukee. And Beeline gave the quote in the paper to the Free Press, quote, "This is long overdue. They are ready and have been ready to be head coaches." As Odiasi, I think he blocked that shot in for Cody Wickman. And now the officials will get together. I'm not sure exactly what it is. One of the officials is going over and checking the baseline. There may be a cable on the ground.
Wet spot looks like.
That says a lot about a program. 5 tournament bids together in 6 seasons, continuality, success, and then finally everything shatters and they start to take what you have.
I just think it's interesting. You know, regular season conference champions 4 times in 04, 05, 06, 2011. But there was some kind of disconnect from what the Milwaukee people tell me from between Rob Jeter and Amanda Braun. That's why the change was made.
Haas up the floor. Milwaukee just down 3, 22-19. Johnson had Enzi. Now they get it back to him. And shuffled the feet. He saw Odiasi in front of him, got nervous. That's what happens when you charge the king.
Milwaukee's got a 6-0 run over the last couple of minutes, so we'll see what the Flames do offensively to quell that. You're going to see a lot of these players with heavy minutes tonight, Sam, because of the injury situation here with UIC.
Ferguson high off the board. Tarkus Ferguson continues to impress. He's got 4, but he makes winning plays.
Well, when you talk to the coaching staff about Tarkus Ferguson coming in this, they just say winner. This guy was an IHSA champion, so they just say winner when they refer to him because he just does a lot of great things well. And again, we're talking about a freshman and on a very, very young team.
Bowen, hot potato with Ferguson.
KenPom.com continues to move this meter back and forth on whether the Flames are the second youngest team or the youngest.
Ferguson from way downtown. It changes every day. Sometimes it's third, then it's youngest, then it's second youngest. I think it all depends on minutes played. I think, honestly, it's a constant situation. It's fluid, I guess.
But you are watching the youngest team in college basketball, according to KenPom.com right now, this UIC Flames team, and they have a lot of talented freshmen.
Matthews out of St. Rita misses a 3. Brock Stahl up the floor. He's 0 for 5. No points yet. That's their leading scorer in conference play. UIC doing a good job for now, cutting the head off the snake.
I like what Santos is doing. Again, not necessarily prolific scoring the ball. He's got 2 points, but defensively, he's staying with his man.
Jump ball, and the arrow will... The officials still don't know where the arrow is. They're going to keep it with Milwaukee as they all look around. 24-19, Flames up 5, just over 5 minutes left to go.
The officials gave the thumbs up, but they didn't signal, but I think you and I figured it out. It is Milwaukee's basketball.
They were all looking for the other one to answer. Quick 3 for Wickman, spins out. He is not shy to pull that 3, 1 of 4 tonight. The bounce to Bowen, 3 up, just off the heel. Back iron, unkind.
Let's keep our eyes on number 50, Brett Prawl against Ty Odiasi. 6'9", 225 against Odiasi at 6'9", 225.
Haas almost stepped on the center court line. Court awareness. It is important. Wickman again thought he was going to pull it. Instead, the lob for Prawl. There's your matchup, Hoodie. Prawl on Odiasi. Off the board, no. Rebound, Santos ripping it away. And then he lost the handle.
Got to give Paul credit there. Right there. Yeah. I know in the box score I won't say that, but Paul with the soft hands messing with Santos on that occasion.
24-19. Leading scorers, Odiasi with 8, Kolawale and Ferguson with 4. Enzi leading all scorers from Milwaukee. He's got 10. He is on the bench at the moment. Milwaukee 1 of 6 from 3. They shoot a ton of them. Hot hands on Stoll. Out of bounds, Flames ball.
All right, Flames, let's see what they're going to do here. We're getting close to 4 minutes left. Decent lead here, but the Flames got to start getting some momentum offensively going into halftime.
Ferguson, Santos, Matthews, Bowen, Odiasi.
Ferguson says 4 out. Let's see what they do.
Again, 4 freshmen on the floor with the junior Odiasi. Matthews breezing all the way through. Contact, no foul. And Milwaukee back to the left. Stoll trying to get going. Nice shovel underneath the Prawl.
Prawl, the soft hands. There's 2 Prawls on this roster, Brett Prawl and Alex Prawl. Brett Prawl is the guy that gets most of the playing time. He had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks against Wright State in their last game.
And yes, they are twins. Same height, same weight, same everything.
Both redshirt juniors.
Up ahead to Bell. Milwaukee only down 3. 24-21, 3:13 to go in the first half.
Steve McLean so involved, coaching, teaching. He's almost 6 on 5 there on that occasion. He was on the floor there for a second.
And the code's still on for now. That can change in a heartbeat. Brock Stoll pumping, weaving, dumping off for Prawl. A shot clock violation forced by UIC. A great stand by the Flames and a timeout on the floor. The lead is 3 with under 3 to go in the first half. You're watching ESPN 3. UIC huddle, captained by head coach Steve McLean, year number 2. For all the talk about the rebuilding process, and last year, Hoodie, only 5 wins. This year, already at 10, with a chance to triple the outcome from last year. They can win 15 or more.
There's no question about it. The numbers favor that number that you just gave. 77 points a game, as third in the Horizon League, scored at least 80 points in 9 of 18 games. To get to 80 points, there was a time in Flames basketball, you had to get 2 games to have 80 points. Ah, the good old days.
That's after Kenny Williams left, right? And Mark Miller and Sherelle Ford. Those were the lean years before the Banks and Baileys.
As the defensive Flames back in the day.
Santos from the elbow puts it in.
Oh, that's good for Santos. Again, doing a nice job defensively, but then he needs to be able to start scoring the ball a little bit more for this Flames team. He's coming into his own, though. Again, another talented freshman on this Flames team.
Lead is 5. UIC trying to hold the momentum, heading back into the locker room. Remember, at halftime, Chris Black and Jonathan Hood have you covered with the Pepsi halftime show. Odiasi pinballs it down to the floor, but the body foul before the block. That's not even on Ty, it's on Santos.
Ty Odiasi, every time we see him, better and better. Knows where to be on the floor. It's one thing to just say, well, there's a shot blocker, but you have to know where you need to be on the floor. Where is the ball coming? Understanding angles. So Ty Odiasi can do all those things. And again, not only that, but also scoring the ball, looking for his shot. Deion Thomas, former assistant coach for UIC, really helped his post presence. So you're going to see his development every game.
Jeremiah Bell at the line.
He's a 61% free throw shooter.
Yeah, from Vincennes University. Splits a pair, 26-22. Geis back for the Flames. And you know what he's going to do. I looked at the numbers this morning. Geis has taken 51 shots, 49 of them from downtown.
It's only there for one thing. I think Jordan knows a scouting report on him.
Bowen up and a foul on Milwaukee. You'd think, though, he'd take just a couple on accident, right? Like foot on the line or something. I mean, that is incredible to take 51 shots and only have 2 of them from inside the ring.
Yeah, the kid from Idaho knows exactly where he knows his strength. You know, he knows he needs to be on the outside, shooting those threes. He's very good at it. So if his aim broke, don't fix it. If he scores the ball for a 2, I'll fall out of this booth. I'll be surprised.
Well, you know what? He doesn't transition. He doesn't want the layup. He pulls up. We've seen that.
Yes.
2-on-0 break, and he pulls up for 3. 28-22. About 100 seconds left in the first half. Bell gets Bowen in the air. A near steal by Ferguson. That's all the way into the hands of Laval Jordan. And it's Flames ball. McLean pointing this way. The officials pointing this way. And they're going to appeal across the way. It has been overturned. Milwaukee basketball.
Steve McLean not happy, but Coach Jordan definitely happy about that call. Getting possession.
15 on the shot clock, though. See if they're paying attention. Now 10 to shoot. Ball screen, Prahl. Bell. Tough shot over Bowen. Missed it. Rebound high in the air, Matthews. They leave it for Dom at the top to Bowen. Picks up his dribble, Matthews. Odiasi a touch. On the block. Bowen. 3 up. Rattled out barely. Odiasi, the rebound, puts it up, poked away by Barnes. And it will stay with UIC. Great look there for Godwin Bowen. A 30-second timeout called by Steve McLean.
Well, the aggressiveness of the Flames there, again, looking for the second chance opportunities.
Take a look at our keys to the game. Back on track after the 2 road win sweep at Ohio. UIC looking to keep the momentum going. Protecting the rim, Odiasi was a block away from 200. He is well past that now, a handful of blocks tonight. The boost from the bench, and tonight Flames only have 3 points as a bench after 51 last game, but that's because most of the guys are in the game today.
That's exactly right. That's the only issue. But I'm sure that the bench will come through for this Flames team. It has all season.
We talked about Wickman, Cody Wickman from Milwaukee. He's taken 128 threes coming in, 1 for 4 tonight, and he has shown that he will shoot it from anywhere. And then Brock Stahl, that's the biggest key right now. Their leading scorer, 19 a game in conference play. He's got a goose egg tonight as Don Matthews is fouled with a minute left to go in the first half. That says a lot. Stahl 0 for 5.
Yeah, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists in the last game against Wright State. I'm very surprised, but again, second half, that's what it's there for. We'll see if Stahl's able to heat up a little bit. And that just not Stahl, but the Panthers overall.
Pace of the game, I would say this is the slop that Milwaukee wants, though, right? I mean, in the 20s.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, you look at the Flames the last couple of games, we've seen a couple of games in the 50s. So it would be interesting to see how the Flames are going to heat up again. You're short-handed, so I don't expect this game to get in the 80s, but you never know.
Each team shooting under 40%. Milwaukee hasn't made a bucket in over 2.5 minutes. Wickman misses another 3. That went from about 27. Flames can go 2 for 1 if they choose. The bounce to Odiasi, who is pushed from the back by Prahl. That is the 6th team foul on Milwaukee, so no free throws. And now a 7-second differential, 37 big clock, 30 little clock.
I'm gonna chalk this up as good defense by Prahl. Even though it was a mistake, you don't want that big dunk or a chance for a three-point play from Odiasi, so it's good to stop him right there.
Line change for Milwaukee. Haas, Stoll, Enzi, Johnson. Stoll back on the floor. And I would imagine the ball's going to go in his hands. Odiasi trying the alley-oop. A little bit long. And now Milwaukee could hold for essentially the final shot into the hands of August Haas. About a 5-second difference. Ferguson going to meet him near center court. Harassing him. Nearly a steal. Haas gets it back.
Great defense by Ferguson. Look at him. Nose to nose right there.
No hands, no contact with the hands. Haas, the lob for Enzi. Here comes Odiasi to close it, but Enzi puts it in.
Great play by the Panthers, getting the ball inside for the field goal.
Matthews from half court. No good, and the first half has expired. Flames lead at 30-24, 35% shooting for UIC, 8 points for Ty Odiasi. The leading scorer, though, in black and gold, Bryce Enzi with 12. Coming up on ESPN3, the halftime show with Chris Black and Jonathan Hood. Don't go anywhere. This is ESPN3. Spot ready for action here at the UIC Pavilion. The UIC Flames and the Milwaukee Panthers, a 6-point lead for Milwaukee. We've already been over the stats and the storylines. Hoodie, what are you looking for at UIC in half number 2?
Well, because the Flames continue to get to the foul line, they are 11th in the country in foul attempts. They lead the Horizon League at the line. 6 is fine, but you want to get up there to the high double digits if possible. Control the pace of the game by going inside to Odiasi, going inside to Michael Kolawole if possible, and save to KJ Santos. They take the pace, get to the foul line, win the game.
Both teams shooting under 40%. Milwaukee 1 of 7 from 3, UIC 2 of 10, but as Jonathan just mentioned, UIC 6 of 6 at the line. They open it up. Ferguson, Kolawole, Santos, Odiasi, and Bowen. Kolawole to Santos. Pepsi's got to love the way we do these ads. Odiasi turns into a right-handed hook. Back iron, no, and then Prahl and Haas fight for it. August Haas comes away.
You know it's the second half. It's Pepsi time.
Haas with the bounce for Stoll. Still scoreless, and he stepped on the baseline or traveled, one or the other, and Laval Jordan just can't get over it.
Coach Jordan not happy with that call, but now it's about the Panthers making stops if they want to stay in this game. They're down 6. See what happens here with the Flames. Flames have to stay out of foul trouble too, Sam.
Odiasi tries to go reverse on Prahl, an air ball. Brock Stoll up with it. Rarely have we seen Milwaukee push the tempo. Maybe they should do it more often as Prawl kisses it in.
Brett Prawl, a guy that gives them some size at 6'9", 225, and watching that matchup between he and Odiasi in the post should be interesting to see how that works in the second half.
And Prawl with a foul had his forearm wedged in the back of Odiasi. There are two ways to attack Ty. One, make him run. Two, go right into his chest. And on that possession, the previous possession, Prawl beating Ty down the floor. Left side, Ferguson. So many of these possessions have seen almost every player on UIC get a touch.
Milwaukee will have that 2-3 zone. They've been using it a lot here in the game.
Ferguson for three.
Ferguson makes it look so easy, flushing that three from the left wing. Enjoy watching him play. We talk about Odiasi all the time, Sam. What about Tarkus Ferguson? Just as a freshman, seems like nothing bothers him when he's on the floor. His facial expression never changes.
Ferguson nearly poked it away. And it's his defensive assignment on Stoll. Ferguson on Stoll.
Stoll with no points tonight.
Haas tried to go off the backboard. Kolawale in the open floor. No numbers, but he's going to take it all the way up and one. Michael Kolawale didn't have the numbers, but he took it on anyways.
Michael needed to score the ball by any means necessary. He got it in the basket. Good for him. He's a guy that can shoot from foul line extended. He can dunk the basketball, but he wanted to make sure he got his two for sure.
I was looking, he galloped down the floor. There were three black jerseys, and he was the only white jersey, and it didn't matter. Right through it, and a fist pump after.
I like Michael Kolawale. You know, he's a guy here that they depended on a lot last year. A lot of freshmen come in, so Michael Kolawale is just trying to find his way with the injury to Dikembe Dixon, with him being out for the season. Kolawale as well as Matthews getting more time on the floor.
Lead is 10. 6-2 edge for UIC. Halftime lead was 6, now it's 10. Flames a second half team, no doubt about it. A whistle and a foul underneath. They got KJ Santos off the ball. For KJ, that's his third.
I find it interesting what you just mentioned, because it is true. Flames are a second half team. Their field goal percentage goes up huge in the second half. That's an adjustment. We talk so much about adjustments from one half to the other, no matter if you have the lead or not. What are you going to do in the second half? It seems as though with this Flames team, they'll shoot somewhere in the area of 35, 36%. It'll go up huge in the second half for the Flames. That's how it's been for wins and losses for the Flames this season.
Matthews ahead to Ferguson. Tarkus had it knocked away by Stoll. Won't be able to run it down. Stingy defense by Milwaukee, but it's back to UIC, 21 to shoot.
I was protecting my Pepsi. I was hoping that Stoll wouldn't dive over the top here. It's my only Pepsi. Thank you for bringing it to me, by the way, at the last minute.
I tried to get two. I got my hand slapped.
And you work here.
Well, I'll tell you later. Ferguson, Bowen to Matthews. 5 to shoot. Bowen to Kolawale. Going in, left hand, no. Odiasi, the putback just squirted out. Jeremiah Bell, high on the left, looking for Wickman. He can shoot it from there, and he has shot it from there.
Coach Jordan was telling Bell to take it to the basket, and they finally scored, but he told him to just take it all the way, and they pulled up. It's just the adjustment there from the last coaching regime to this one. Jordan says push it, and the point guard says, no, I'm just going to pull it out. So it's interesting, the development of this Panthers team.
7 freshmen on the Milwaukee roster. Lob for Odiasi, and Enzi had his elbow in there, knocking it out of play. Flames ball 13 to shoot, but we talk about how young UIC is, and according to Ken Palm, sometimes it's first, second, or third youngest team, but Milwaukee has 7 freshmen, so both of them certainly in the process of rebuilding. Odiasi right block. Tough look, and he banks it in.
Odiasi, right place, right time from the foul line down. Just a dangerous player. Getting better and better with each game.
10 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks for the Glenwood, Illinois native Ty Odiasi. Milwaukee searching for answers.
Amazing. Stahl is still scoreless in this game for Milwaukee.
Enzi turned away by T.O. Free to shoot. Up again, off the glass. No, Odiasi tips it into his own hands.
Odiasi with active hands springs to be able to block that shot.
Gliding in, Tarkus Ferguson, no, but a foul and free throws for TF when we come back. Flames up 10. UIC 38 and Milwaukee 28. At center court, you see the group gathering. That is the men's soccer team. They won the Horizon League crown. So they're being honored here in the second half. Milwaukee just hanging on by a thread here, Hoodie, on the west side.
There is no doubt about that. You're looking at UIC now with Ty Odiasi with 10 points and 8 rebounds, 3 blocks for him. So what is it now? Is it 202? Is that where we are right now with blocks for him?
202. Sometimes they count the blocks late, though, so it could be 203. I know he has over 200, and they made the announcement at the half. He had 199 coming in.
Yeah, so but that, which is great for him. The UIC getting the job done on second chance opportunity, 6-2 advantage, and points off of turnover as well, 11-2 advantage. But the big number for me is 0 for Stoll. Surprising so far. And again, give the Flames a lot of credit defensively for slowing Stoll.
19 points a game in Horizon League play. He's got nothing. 0 for 5, but it's been the combination of Santos and Ferguson. They've shattered him. They've made it hard. Oftentimes, the ball is on the left side, and he is ISO'd on the right. He's not even near the play. So kudos to the Flames defense. They've scouted him well. 11-point lead for the home team, and a steal by Matthews, all by himself, and he lays it in.
Matthews had 21 points against Youngstown State. He just continues his offensive ways here this evening. 5 points along with 5 rebounds.
Largest lead, 13. Out to Stahl. Like a lid on a pickle jar. Ferguson all over him. Kolawale on Johnson. They kick it out, Bell. 3 up and short into the hands of Ferguson. Eyes up alertly the whole time. The eyes up. Finds Matthews.
Good shot by Bell there. They realize that with Odiasi in there, it's so difficult to be able to score the ball going inside. So they're just going to try to shoot from the outside, if possible.
Off to the right with a 3, Ferguson. That would have blew the roof off. Ahead, it's Wickman. The wide open 3. Finally, Cody Wickman finds a shot in the second half that he likes. You could have made that.
Well, it's a high percentage shot, and you'd rather do that than be able to have Odiasi blocking your shot on the inside. He is just on a tear here tonight. And so if you're able to score the ball on a drive and kick, if Milwaukee can knock down that 3, they got to do it a lot here in the second half.
Matthews with the counter, though. He'll have some of that.
His confidence continues to rise every game. Happy to see that from Matthews, the kid from St. Rita.
10 points for Dom Matthews. He is finding his rhythm. Odiasi with the body on Enzi. That gets Laval Jordan excited for Ty. That is his first foul. The only one. We talked about the depth concerns with Clint Robinson out. Hassan Thomas, how many minutes would he play? But Odiasi's been able to manage his minutes the right way. Geis checks in for T.O., just a quick breather.
No Adi, no Lance Whitaker tonight for UIC also. So, again, one of the keys in the first half you and I talked about is making sure that, again, you are playing strong defense. As Scott Skiles once told me, a foul is a mistake. You don't want to make too many mistakes here, especially with this thin roster.
And he told you Eddie Curry made a lot of mistakes.
I asked Scott Skiles. Actually, it was one of my colleagues asked Scott Skiles, how could Eddie Curry be a better rebounder? And Scott replied, jump. Next question.
Enzi with the smooth footwork around Geis. He's got 14. Bowen on top, and they spread everybody out. Nobody in the paint. Ferguson, 3 up, spins around and out. Stoll comes away, still scoreless. He's their leading man.
Good look by Ferguson on the other end. He just took what the defense gave him and was able to try to knock down that three. It was a good look. He'll make it the next time, more than likely, because Ferguson's just that good for this Flames team.
The bounce for Enzi. Geis in a mismatch, but the traveling violation. Enzi had him beat without the travel, but the feet shuffled. And Kyle Geis will get a little plus there in one of those columns on the sideline.
I think so. There's a little bit of a bump by Geis, but you like, again, his hands was up. So you know what? That's good defense. That'll go on the defensive column for Kyle Geis. I know, Sam, it doesn't happen often, but Geis was able to be Johnny in the spot right there.
Bowen breezing past a couple. Shot will not count. They call it on Jeremiah Bell. 4th team foul on Milwaukee. Ferguson will trigger it in. Haas and Harvey back in from Milwaukee.
Freshmen all throughout this roster for Milwaukee. Barnes and Jeremy Johnson, Sadler, Haas. We're just trying to figure out the rotation and who can be successful for the Panthers for the future. This is where this ball club is right now. They've lost 8 of their last 10.
Ferguson to Geis. In the corner, hit the heel. Good look for Geis, couldn't find the bottom. Haas, they tried to find Stoll, and he is so frustrated, just shaking his head as Ferguson was able to close. And now Geis, I believe, just picked up a foul there. They're going to call it on Kyle Geis. Trying to create space against Enzi, but Stoll was wide open in the corner. His teammate missed him, and then Ferguson was able to close. And all Brock Stoll can do is shake his head.
He's looking to score the ball for sure. Tough guard, and this is why Geis will sit down. With Enzi, he's a tough guard, 6'7" kid out of Heartland, Wisconsin.
Stoll lobbed it underneath, taken away. Turnover, up ahead, Kolawale on the drive, the shovel, the layup for Matthews.
Right around Enzi there, the ability to get to the basket. We talk about trying to score the ball inside from Odiasi and others, either threes or layups. Flames have to continue to be aggressive at the basket.
UIC up a baker's dozen. Enzi's been their rock. Pumping in on Odiasi, now Stoll in the corner. The three for Harvey's missed, and Ty with another rebound. Nearing a double-double. Got 10 and 8. Make that 10 and 9. I imagine he'll get there.
More than likely, yes.
Kolawale weaving his way through, kicking to Santos. And he's hit as he goes up. And a foul, 2 shots when we come back. 46-33, all UIC here on the triple. UIC up 13 on ESPN3. Sam Panayotovich and Jonathan Hood. I wanted to ask you about LaValle Jordan, who we look at right now, who is just struggling with this team. Last place in the Horizon League. How important is patience for a guy like LaValle Jordan in year number 1?
Oh, I think that when you are a first-year coach and you're talked about a lot amongst the coaching staff at Michigan and Iowa and also at Butler, you know, it's important for you to have your own image. Put your stamp on the type of ball club that you want to be. Again, there is no more Rob Jeter, so he has an opportunity here. It's a great time to be able to put his stamp on this basketball team. What are you going to be, guard-oriented? Will you be strong defensively? He's got time to do that.
And that's what athletic director Amanda Braun said. We are so excited. They have applauded his work ethic. She said when he took the job, quote, "This is an exciting day for Milwaukee basketball. Jordan has impeccable character and integrity. He's won as a player and a coach."
My hope is that if Jordan can get them to 20 wins, they'll take the postseason tournament. Fair?
Rarely do you see that. And I feel bad for the players in that case. I mean, that was a political statement, no doubt about it. Wickman over Odiasi, tried the board, no, into the hands, Kolawale.
One of the storylines for the Panthers, Sam, is watching Stoll. You mentioned it during the break, how he was just shaking his head. The trainers weren't trying to give him water. He shook that off. He was talking to one of the assistants. Didn't understand how come he was having such a frustrating time, and he's going to check back in the ball game here for Milwaukee. But he is really bewildered. A picture of frustration is Stoll, as he's already talking to one of his teammates, Haas, there about giving him the basketball.
Sophomore out of Boylan Catholic. That's in Rockford.
Great basketball down there.
Great baseball, too. Boylan Catholic. They're a powerhouse. Northern part of the state. Stoll still scoreless. Looks for his own shot. He just doesn't have it tonight, Hoodie. Now he chases Bowen. Up the floor, Matthews. Bowen wide open for three. Splash!
Godwin Bowen knocking down that three for UIC. Here's why guards are so important, not just those that can facilitate the offense. The last 4 national champions, as we see my guy going inside, Paul getting the job done.
Your guy.
So here's why it's so important. When you're recruiting, Sam, you want to be able to have 2 guards that can be able to control the offense. Not just a point guard, a shooting guard. It's always good to have size from Odiasi, but the last 4 national champions had 2 guards that can be able to do both things. So that's really become the trend now, to have interchangeable guards in your backcourt.
So with that logic, Villanova, Brunson, and Jenkins. We've got Graham and, the other guard in Kansas. No, Graham, I just had him. I'll come back to a Duke with multiple guards. Certainly a recipe. Bowen flips one up acrobatically, no.
We've gotten to the point now in basketball is kind of trickled in from the NBA into college where there are no names anymore.
There's Wickman from downtown. Frank Mason and Devontae Graham at Kansas for Bill Self. 2 point guards.
Yeah, it gets to the point now that they're just guards. Lead guards, shooting guards, they're just guards.
51-40. UIC up by 11. We'll stay right here. Just a 30-second timeout for Steve McLean. UIC, as they try to put the finishing touches on Milwaukee here on ESPN3. You look at Steve McLean and his bench and his coaching staff. Hoodie, shorthanded, no Whitaker, no Adi, no Robinson. Obviously, the Kempe Dixon out for the season. How impressed with you? How impressed with the coaching staff, rather, are you just to get guys that don't usually play so many minutes, to get them ready, get them revved up?
Yeah, it just shows you the depth of this UIC Flames team. Before some of these kids were not able to play, we just knew that there was quality depth on this UIC Flames team. So when you have Matthews and Kolawole, when you have Ferguson on the floor, Kyle Geis, Odiasi, you know that you have good guard play, and you know that you have a 3-point shooter, and Geis is still healthy. Odiasi is really the factor. We talk about him every game, about how devastating he can be inside. So there's plenty of guys that can score the ball.
Odiasi gets the offensive rebound. T.O. and 1.
Ty Odiasi, as we've been talking about, a monster inside for this Flames team. Really the heartbeat of this team, the captain coming through in a big way.
Mr. Double-Double. 2 birds with 1 stone. The 10th rebound and points 13 and 14. A chance for the 3-point play. Does Kyle Geis get an assist there after the missed 3?
No, I don't think so.
0 for 3 tonight.
That spinning globe shot he put up there, he fell short on the 3. It looked good, but Odiasi gets full credit for being able to stick with it.
What happens first? Brock Stoll scores or Kyle Geis hits a 3?
That's a great question. It's a great bet right now.
Enzi, footwork around Odiasi. Enzi, 16.
Yeah, I love Enzi. I love him as a freshman on this basketball team. He's only averaging 5.7 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, but you can just tell from a size-wise. He may not show up on the TV, but looking at him live, he's going to fill into that body. He's already, 6'7", 230.
Right back at Enzi, Odiasi, as they continue to go back and forth. Odiasi and Enzi each have 16.
And Enzi's an athlete, that's for sure.
Stoll.
He's going to be trouble in the Horizon League. Watch him. Watch the post moves. Oh, I mean, with Grace. And again, just a freshman now. Okay, so this is a great opportunity in this Horizon League, especially with these young coaches. When they bring in these freshmen, and it's a great opportunity for us to see some of these young players. Enzi staying healthy, he's going to be someone to reckon with for sure in the Horizon League.
Ferguson for 3, the miss. The rebound, Odiasi. He goes up and he's hammered by Enzi, so Ty will shoot 2. And we'll have those free throws when we come back. 55-44, UIC up with 7:09 left to go. His 4th double-double of the season for UIC, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks. Just for everything today, to see Ty getting ready for 2 free throws. In a Horizon League hoodie that I think is a lot more wide open than we thought maybe coming into the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming into the season, we think so much about Valparaiso and Oakland being the class of the Horizon League, but look at UIC with a victory. They're sneaking right into 3rd place. Watch them very closely. And again, a lot of young coaches in this Horizon League too. Outside of Greg Campy, who's been there since '84. He's been there forever. He's been there since I was in 6th grade, for God's sakes. But point is, though, is that see the turnover. Watch, you look at UIC, a far cry from where they were last year.
They didn't get their first Horizon League win until February.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you look at the parity. Valparaiso beats Green Bay. Cleveland State wins at Oakland. Detroit Mercy with a nice win against Youngstown State. And they beat Oakland, too.
They beat Oakland at Oakland in fine fashion, which it does great recruiting for Bakari Alexander and Detroit Mercy. This is wide open. If no one else has said it, I'll say it on the record right now as an Horizon League broadcaster. I feel like this is wide open. It's not a fait accompli when you go to Detroit at the Joe and think it's just going to be Oakland or it's just going to be a team that's been there a lot. I just think that anyone can win it right now.
Oh, especially. And it'll be back in Detroit this year for the next handful of years, but for so long it was the best regular season record in the conference had home court. They hosted the tournament. Now it's a free-for-all. Odiasi able to defend that one and hit it off of Brett Prawl off of his ankle. So alert play by Ty. Are we going to Detroit too? I haven't been verified yet. Are we taking the show on the road?
I would imagine that we'll be going to Detroit. Absolutely. I don't want to miss the Horizon League tournament. We've gone this far.
I went last year as a fan. Had a blast. Like to work a long weekend though this time. In the corner, Bowen.
Godwin Bowen, again, one of these fabulous freshmen for UIC. Bowen, the ability to take it to the rim, receive some terrific dunks from him, and also knocking down 3-point shots. And they're talking about to the rim, Odiasi with another block.
Thought Bowen was going to heat check it. Instead, Kolawale to Geis. This ball is zipping around the key.
Geis is open in the corner. They want Geis to be able to knock down a 3.
He never answered the wager, by the way. Odiasi underneath goes up, banks it in. Give him 20.
That's a man right there. A man just right over Stoll. You see that? Stoll thought he had the block there, just went right over him and put the ball in the basket.
Stoll still scoreless. Fadeaway jumper in the key. Got it to go.
Now he can sleep tonight. Stoll finally with a field goal here in the game.
Brings it down to 16. UIC is taking control. A 10-point edge in the second half. Odiasi trying to set a screen. And they feed the big fella. Somebody's open. They find him. Bowen, 3 up, 3 down. Gee, the 3.
Haas, a picture of frustration. He thought he had a decent chance to stop that 3-point shot. But the Flames just continue to pour it on here, inside and out.
How about the turn from Kolawale, too? The extra pass to the corner.
Well, I mean, that's the hallmark of UIC Flames basketball, the ability to share the basketball. I know it sounds simple, but the numbers back it up. As good as they have been, one of the top teams in the Horizon League in sharing the basketball, that's coaching. That's coaching and that's instinct from some terrific guards on this UIC Flames team. Not only that, you'll catch Geis being able to feed the big man. You'll feed Odiasi. We've seen that a lot this season. So passing is a virtue on this team. Ooh,
no whistle. We're going to play on. Laval Jordan angry. Into the hands of Bowen, 2 to shoot. It's poked away. Wickman up ahead for Haas. Ferguson chasing, and he'll let him go. Laval Jordan better watch himself here. One of his guys, Johnson, just took an elbow at center court. We will revisit the issue when we come back. 17-point lead for UIC, a dominant performance, notably in the second half. Sam Danianovich and Jonathan Hood on ESPN3. All eyes on Ty Odiasi, 20 points and 11 rebounds, but he's had some help. It's been balanced, really, for a short-handed Flames bunch.
Absolutely, a terrific showing by the UIC Flames. Again, we stress that it's about inside and out, the inside presence obviously coming from Ty Odiasi, but then you look at the Flames, shooting 33% for three-point range, 7 for 21. And so that's been a big, something big for the UIC Flames as far as shooting. Flames on fire right now, offensively, and actually frustrating the Panthers defensively. Now allowing a lot of points on the interior. Stoll has had an off night with only 2 points, so Flames have just been clicking on all cylinders.
Look at Steve McLean. Well on his way to win number 11. He's never been 3 games above 500 at UIC. That looks like it's within total reach now.
I'm shocked that Johnson's back in the game for Milwaukee. When he went down in a heap, I thought there was an issue with the shoulder. It just shows you the youth of this team. He bounced back like Gumby.
Foul on the trigger. Matthews threw it in. I think they got Brock Stoll. Hit him on the arm. That's team foul number 7, so it'll be 1-1 for Dom Matthews. Yeah, we saw that before we went to break. Johnson took a big screen and hit the floor. Val Jordan ran onto the floor. Thought we'd have some sort of a technical on somebody because he was pretty animated, but calmed him down and told him to move on, but he took a big blow.
Matthews will go to the line. Matthews again with a terrific night for him. Look at the minutes because of the lack of quality or a lack of bench depth for the Flames. Matthews with 25 minutes, Kolawole with 25. 31 minutes for Ty Odiasi, 30 for Bowen. You knew this was going to be one of the case here in this game, Sam, because of the amount of Flames are out for this game, but they have persevered so far.
Give Matthews 11, one of 3 UIC scorers in double figures. Not many teams in the Horizon League can survive without 4 players, I'll tell you what. Stoll goes up, got it to go over 2 outstretched arms.
You got to also mention the fact that Dikembe Dixon, someone who gives you 20 points a game, is also out for the season. He just had his surgery last week. So think about this. So you lose your number 1 scorer and someone that had national acclaim. You had NBA scouts who are coming to the pavilion or coming on the road to see the Flames because of Dikembe Dixon. And so he's out for the season, but yet the Flames continue to maintain.
Offensive foul on Marcus Ferguson. And then with that point, Marcus Adi, who's your 3rd leading scorer, he's out. Clint Robinson has been starting from the rotation. He's out. Lance Whitaker, your Swiss Army knife, he's out. We may see Mike Kelly tonight, a manager who's been activated by the NCAA. He's actually in uniform on the Flames sideline. No last name, though, on his jersey.
No.
Everybody else has last names.
Kelly not deserving of that.
Not yet.
However, I will say this about Mike Kelly. No one else knows this on ESPN3. Mike Kelly runs some of the best scouting team that you'll find in the country. They just beat Youngstown State. That's something that actually should be posted. When you have the managers have their games, shouldn't that be posted someplace where you can find it?
I'd like to see it. And he was out there, and you and I walked in together as the Flames lead by 15.
There's Mike Kelly.
There is Mike Kelly.
Mike Kelly, I see him over there.
Yep,
In case of emergency, they will bring Mike Kelly in.
Odiasi cleans it away. But we looked on the floor in UIC. We saw 8 bodies, and we recognized 8 of them. And then there was a 9th body. We said, that's Mike Kelly, UIC manager.
Yes.
I wonder if he gets some tick here in the closing minutes with the Flames up big.
I'd love to see that myself. He can knock down a 3. That's my scouting report on him. I've seen him. I'll tell you a story that scout team that the UIC runs against the team. Mike Kelly can run that point really well, and he start knocking down threes. And Coach McLean at one point said, "I'm not really interested in your offense, Kelly." He's more concerned about the Flames' offense, not the scout team. So he wasn't too happy about him knocking down threes from the moon.
Whistle and a foul on Milwaukee. 67-52 as we see Mike Kelly. Our camera guys are trying to find him. There he is in the middle with the red sleeves between Marcus Sadi and Chris McMillan. I thought he just thought he got his name called. Did you see his eyes perked up? Me?
So Mike Kelly pretty happy. Hope Steve McLean didn't see that.
Well, he heard Mike, but it was Kolawale.
Yes.
So he didn't know what to do. Bowen makes the free throw. Great job by our camera crew to find Mike Kelly. I don't think he's on the spotting boards.
No.
At least not yet. Bowen makes a pair. He's got 16.
But in case they need him, he can knock down some threes. He can do it. I've seen him play.
Kelly watch continues with 2:10 to go. Enzi banging with Lodiasi. Now Wickman. Goes up, Ty turns another one away. And Enzi, no, but a foul on Ty. Bryce Enzi has been great underneath. He's got 18 points, 5 rebounds for the Panthers. He's been their best player, no doubt about it.
I want to see more of him, not just moving forward through this season, but I think that he could be a cornerstone for Milwaukee. I like him. Anytime you see that kind of size, right, and you see his penchant to get to the basket, a really good battle between he and Odiasi on the inside. Got some moves there. Enzi. Keep that name in mind for the future.
And this is something Lavelle Jordan is just trying to do, Hoodie. I don't think he's so concerned with the final win-loss record of this year. Of course, you'd like them to close better than they've started, but he's looking at chess pieces that he can bring from year 1 to year 2, guys that he can trust with lots of minutes going forward.
Some changes there for the Panthers. Panthers average 64.7 points a game, is 328th in the country.
Turnover on UIC as Ferguson stepped on the sideline. So Milwaukee just hanging around. Still a long way to go. They need to catch up on 15 points with 1:54 left to go. Enzi back in with Wickman. One thing Milwaukee can do, they can put up shots from downtown in a hurry.
Absolutely. Stoll with 6 points. Again, as Sam's been talking about, it's really interesting how the Flames have guarded him. He's had a frustrating night. 3 for 10 from the field for the Panthers.
Enzi well into his career high in points. He had 15 against Montana. He's got 20 tonight. Make that 22, the tip in over Odiasi. 22 for Bryce Enzi. Trying to break the pressure, they do. Matthews and Enzi came down to make sure Odiasi didn't get an alley-oop.
Panthers have been playing basketball since 1896. Their first name before they were the Panthers, they used to be the Milwaukee Cardinals and the Milwaukee State Green Gulls. They were the Milwaukee Normals. What do you think that mascot was? Just some dude? Just some normal dude, right?
With a six-pack and a cigarette.
Cigarette, of course, rolled up in the sleeve.
Foul comes in on Hill. Make that Bell, my apologies, Jeremiah Bell gets fouled. Under a minute left to go. 71-56 and 2 shots for the Louisville native, Jeremiah Bell.
And of course, Milwaukee became the Panthers in the 60s. But the success for the Panthers really began, as the free throw is good, Sam, with Bruce Pearl. Think about Bruce Pearl in the 90s, got this team going in the 2000s, I should say. 2001 to 2003, he was 86 and 38.
Yeah, 2 tournament appearances, 03 and 05. And then when he left for Iowa, Rob Jeter takes over, and they went to the tournament that year in 06.
Yeah, Milwaukee, no stranger to postseason success, but now it's just up to Jordan to try to turn this around. Just like Steve McLean, by the way, same way. After the Howard Moore era comes in, sees what the program is in the first year, second year, look at how the freshmen so far are paying dividends for the Flames. It's an exciting time if you're a UIC Flames fan. So because it's so exciting, you should come to the games. That's for sure. That's for anybody in the Horizon League. Blocked by Odiasi. Oh, man.
3 for Bell, short, and into the hands of Matthews. I do have to correct myself. Bruce Pearl came from Iowa, went to Tennessee. So I have to correct myself. There are 10 seconds left, and Milwaukee will call off the horses. A convincing win at home for the UIC Flames, 71-57.
Outstanding performance by the UIC Flames, coming off back-to-back victories in the state of Ohio, and now to come home. It just shows that the UIC Flames continue with their momentum here as they're having a very successful season.
The win improves UIC on the season to 11-8. They are now tied for third in the Horizon League at 4-2. Milwaukee 5-14. They dropped to 1-5 in conference play. The player of the game brought to you by Pepsi. It's an easy one. Coyote Ossie, 20 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 blocks. He was awesome. He continues to be awesome. And the Flames are on their way as they continue to climb the standings in the Horizon League. We've got postgame coming up. Make sure to listen to Chris Fleck and Jonathan Hood on UICFlames.com for our great crew here in Chicago, led by Eric Phillips. For Jonathan Hood, saying so long from Chicago, Sam Paniatovich with you. Again, the final score, 71-57. The Flames win. Together as one.